Hello everyone, welcome to my personal channel. My name is Anna. I'm a singer-songwriter in my own band and my guard, and in this video I will be opening up to you, as this is my first video like this in this topic and I'm already out of my comfort zone. Those who follow me on my personal Instagram profile know that I like to share the stories of my personal awakening and enlightenment process in posts in a written form, but this is the first video I've ever done, so I'm already feeling a little bit anxious. But Lilith put me here. Lilith is the goddess, Lilith is the force who likes to get you out from your comfort zone and try to, test your obstacles and test your limits. And once you overcome them, you can gain so much wisdom and you can gain so much experience. I would like to welcome people from all religion. I think religions are beautiful ways of trying to reach the divine force, trying to reach God. And I would like to welcome also atheist people. I'm respecting all kind of religious views, and I would like to tell that everybody's welcome. Please share your opinions if there is not harming the other one, and please be respectful towards each other and towards me as well. I'm here to tell my personal experience, and I want to express my statements that says that I'm an everlasting student in life, and my spiritual beliefs and thoughts might vary from day to day to another. I'm an everlasting student, and this is me 2022 October opening up to you in connection with my relationship with Lilith. So please feel free to interpret her as you may wish, as a goddess, as an archetypal figure, or as a collective information, or as a persona of the human mind. Feel free to interpret her as you wish. Before I start, I would like to also mention that I'm not worshipping any god, goddess. I'm worshipping knowledge, I'm worshipping love, I'm worshipping art, and I worship the shadow self and the light in me. So that's just briefly in a nutshell. Before we get into this topic, I just wanted to a little bit introduce myself to you. I consider myself as an artist who's inspired by all mythologies. I try to elevate myself into a higher dimensional realm with my music. I try to walk on the path of finding your inner truth, your inner self, and your inner wisdom, and that for that I need to see the light. I need to see Hecate's torch. And although I mentioned I'm not worshipping any form of gods or goddesses, but those who know me, they know that the most special bond I've ever had with such a divine archetype is Hecate. So we have a really special bond together, and she's been the main reason of who I've become as an artist and as a soul as well in this lifetime. So maybe I'm planning to do another video of the relationship of me and Hecate, because that's truly totally different energy and different kind of bond than I have with Lilith. I'm not going to dive into the religious history of Lilith. I think there have been many amazing videos which I will link down. In my opinion, you have to be really careful with this kind of goddess energy, because she can be really harshly attendant in a way if you tend to evoke her, and she can be really visibly seen and felt. So what happened to me was I was finishing my third album, Moira, which was about my journey through the underworld. The main inspiration was me that I lost my dad due to cancer in 2016, and during 2017 I was writing Moira, and I was just releasing these really hard feelings, and writing and recording the album. It was a really painful process, but at the same time it took the band to another level, and I gained so much wisdom through writing it and just performing it. So it was a really hard thing for me to do. And then Furia came, in which I was truly expressing my, as the title said, my furious self. I was really angry. I still didn't process all of the pain that I was going through after my dad's death, and I was leaving my country, Hungary, and moved to another country, and everything was so hectic, and I had to deal with my shadow self. Shadow work, this is a really important part during discussing Lilith, because shadow work is everything in connection with her, I think. I wasn't good with myself. I was truly not good with my shadow self. I was doing so much work to be able to even sit in peace with myself in a quiet room in the dark by myself. Like, you can probably you can imagine, but if you can't imagine, then please do a research on shadow work. This is a really essential, if not the most important thing in connection with spiritual enlightenment, so, and spiritual awakening. Yeah, and I was releasing all these songs and I was doing so much better. I even started a new musical project with my husband, and since that I truly feel like I'm a newborn baby. I consider my first 30 years on this planet as a different life. And then Lilith came, so I was like, really? And the first thing that she sent to me were dreams. She was appearing in my dreams, and I just kept hearing her voice in my head. And once I found a meditation on YouTube, and I had the feeling that I have to go to my room, I have to be in the dark with myself during listening to this meditation. And by the time I was truly doing really fine, I'm still doing really fine, by the way, but I was already this really empowered, really self-confident young woman. And the way I was seeing her was like, I can't describe it, because I was using all of my senses. It was like the darkest black ever, like almost like velvety black. And she was just black, but just like this really beautiful and calm black energy. It wasn't, yeah, it was kind of like motherly energy like I have with Hecate, but it was like more like she's a younger, fierce form. This was my first experience with her in meditation. And then since that, she appeared and she disappeared. So this is the thing with her. I think there are some, if I can say this, gods and goddesses, which energy is like really stable. Like, for instance, for my grandmother, this is Virgin Mary. And for other people it can be Jesus, it can be Isis. But in connection with her, I truly have the feeling that she just comes and goes whenever she wishes to. I kept hearing her name in my head, and I'm like, I'm not going to write a song again about dark goddess. I'm not going to write a song, but of course with the whole COVID situation, and by that time my mother got sick as well, and I was going back into this really deep state, and I wouldn't call it depressed state, because I can handle my depressive days really nicely, but I truly felt like, okay, life is going down now a little bit as well, and I have to go with it in a way that you shouldn't avoid the darkness, but you have to just really feel the anchor in yourself, and you just know that even though you're going down, but you can anytime come up to the surface. So it's all fine, I was like, okay, really hard times, but I will overcome, and everybody will be safe. By the time we thought about my mother as well, that she will survive. Yeah, I sat down and I was considering writing a song about her, so I did my research. That's why that was the first time when I first got to know her and her story in a different perspective than you know, she's this demoness who's eating children, and she was the one who was trying to holding up to equality in the Garden of Eden. And you know, when I got an inspiration, I always ask, like, why is she? And yeah, the answer is really direct to me. I was posting the John Collier painting of her one day on my Instagram story, and 2 days later with my husband we went to an exhibition in Den Bosch, and I walked into the room and I couldn't believe what I saw. I truly saw the original painting of Lilith standing in front of me. So I was like, girl, this is a sign. You have to write a song. You have to write a song, not about her, but truly envision her energy and put it into a theme. And these things made me to sing for the first time in my mother language, Hungarian, and to put so much anger and to put so much thought of Lilith into my music that it has to be heard. It has to be heard, and it has to show, especially women, that, sorry, excuse us, telling me what to think, telling me how to behave, telling me who is right, who is wrong, what is good, what is bad, is not okay. We've had enough of this negative shit that's going on in this beautiful country. We've had enough of people terrorizing, trying to terrorize us in our souls, through our bodies, through our mind, and the intellectual voices can be heard. This is not only about my country. I think the whole world needs a new human. And regardless of gender, Lilith can be a really empowering force to all of us, and it requires to look into our shadow self and to see those things that we try to avoid. We are so afraid to look into the mirror and face that we don't want to face our fears. Because there are two energies, love and fear. It's not like they're bad and good. There's love and fear. And from fear, everything bad usually comes. If you think about Lilith as truly a demoness, you can see the demolishing power that she owns. And yes, that she is dead, but there's another kind of stages of Lilith. And there's a channel you've probably heard about Rewilding, Rewilding for Women, and yeah, there's a video, I just linked it below, which describes the different stages of Lilith. So the thing is with the dark goddesses is you have to do the shadow work in yourself. You have to do the shadow work in order to make this next step in your spiritual awakening. And I like to envision my shadow self as the moon on me. Like, I'm a half moon, I'm a new moon, I'm a full moon, as the shadow is moving on me, on my body, on my mind, on my spirit, on my soul. And with Lilith, I mentioned my first experience with her was like she, from this shadow self, tried to grasp me back a little bit. Of course, I'm always trying to go towards the light, and she was just grasping me back a little bit and trying to show me on which kind of things I need to still work on, and try to show me what kind of things I have to write in my music and to show people, and with my own interpretation of her. And you know, there are two kind of versions which I found in the present time that try to describe Lilith and her archetypal power and figure. The one is the traditional version of religious mythology, which says that she's a fierce power, she's a demoness, and you should be really careful making connection with her, because she can drain you down a little bit. But there are the other version, which is the feminist type, the empowering type of feminine divine power, and her whole story has been misinterpreted because of the patriarchal history and because of the church, and yeah, you should be really open, and you should be really brave, and feel free to step into this energy of her and make a connection with her, because she can help you with issues such as equality and empowerment, etc., etc. In my experience and in my opinion, the truth for me is in between these two. Yes, you can use this divine energy and you can empower yourself through her if you're honest, if you're willing to open up to her with an open and honest heart, because if she sees a little bit of disrespect and you're not 100% honest, then beware. She belongs to the shadow realm, she belongs to the shadow world, she belongs to the dark, to the night. And personally, what I experienced, she can suck on those, you know, holes in your heart, in your shadow self, that still needs to be healed. If you want to learn from it, she's showing you a mirror, like, okay, these are the things in which you still have to improve and learn your lesson. And if you're wise enough, and if you're patient enough, and if you're open-hearted enough, then you can truly make the next step in connection with your enlightenment and awakening process on this planet, in this form, in this lifetime. I was honored to have her as my muse for one song. I'm really thankful to these muses and these divine energies, gods and goddesses, who tend to visit me during I'm writing and teach me lessons. But as I said, I worship love, I worship my shadow self, I worship my light self, I worship art. So this is my path on this earth, and I'm really hoping that with this video I could give you a little explanation of what's going on when I'm writing a song. I really wish love and light to everyone, love and light to this world, love and light to you, and love and light to me. Namaste.